So we've pulled into the Rio de Muro, which is in the northeast of Spain, or even the northwest of Spain, and we turned up here in the middle of the night, not having a clue where we are or what the place is about, and we've woken up, and this is what we found. These epic white beaches, mountains, glorious sea, cheap cerveza. I think we had finally arrived somewhere cool.
Behind me is Rio de Muros, which we sailed all the way 400 miles from France. We're just past Finisterre and into the second Rio, and it's absolutely breathtaking. I can't believe I've never stopped here before in the amount of times that we've sailed past here. But it's glorious sandy beaches all behind us, and a really sleepy Spanish town, but really friendly, kind of place that you feel everybody knows everybody. And right now it's siesta time, typically the afternoon, so everything's closed and everyone hits the beach, and dipped our feet in the water for the first time, and it's absolutely glorious.
Are shellfish beds. Exactly what kind of shellfish, I'm unsure. But all around this rio, which is Rio de Arousa, are absolutely filled with them. So it's going to make getting into our anchorage a little bit tricky, but somewhere there'll be a space for us, I'm sure.
We've moved on now from the first of the Rios, Rio de Muros, where the incredible beach was, and we've come round to the next one in the chain, which is Rio de Arousa. And it's absolutely stunning here. We had a lovely motor round. With the coastline here, it's usually very fierce and has incredible storms, and so it's often quite dangerous to go in as close to the shore as we did. But it was a real experience. The jaggy outcrops and things were incredible. Surrounding the anchorage that we're in are hundreds of these rafts. These are mussel rafts, all owned by local people. Each raft is approximately 25 metres long and 25 metres wide, and hanging down are bits of string in which they attach the mussels which they've bought in the mainland. When it comes to harvest time, which is approximately a year and a half to 2 years, the rafts all group together, depending on the size of the harvest, and approach the local companies. The companies then either accept or decline the whole of mussels, but it's definitely a village effort and a team effort put in by everyone. It's quite serious work. They have compressors on board and they dive for up to 4 hours, depending on the temperature of the water. And are constantly checking and cleaning and checking the health of the mussels growing on the line. The whole of Arousa, the rio that we're in, is filled with these rafts, and there's special areas all cordoned off on the charts, so that we really can't go in and interfere. It's really quite a serious operation here, and clearly quite a big income for the local community. And the village that we're parked in is one of the most authentic fishing villages I've ever visited. Every boat in the bay is a fishing vessel of some sort, be it a small speedboat or lancha, right up to the sort of offshore fishing boats. And you just get a feeling in the town that everyone here, their entire life is fishing mussels or some sort of shellfish. It's an incredibly special place, and the people have been incredibly welcoming and friendly to us. So I highly recommend Rio de Arousa and Ile de Arousa in particular. It's absolutely stunning. And today we're leaving from this anchorage, and we're going to head further north into the Ria to gain some shelter as we've got another storm coming through tomorrow.
Yeah, this is the set.
Holy shit. Sometimes your marina isn't the safest place to be.
But we're not getting a swell coming in here. This is the height of the waves because the sea is high. The waves aren't bigger, they're just higher up, if you see what I mean.
As forecasted, Hurricane Lorenzo's storm swell hit us today. And we were in a place called Puerto de Varzim, which is sort of halfway down the Portuguese coast. It struck with such violence that I've never ever seen before in any marina or at sea or anything. And it's the first time I've ever had to fight to save a boat in a marina. And to give you a little indication of what was going on, at about 6 o'clock, waves started breaking over the breakwater, which was about 200 metres or so away from us. But they were flowing straight down onto us, which meant the boat was getting forced towards the pontoon and away from the pontoon. So we secured her with 7 or 8 lines and all our fenders and hoped for the best. But during the time between 6 and 7 o'clock, pontoons started breaking in the marina that weren't supported, that had bigger boats, or not bigger, just heavier boats than us, and everyone pulled together to help fix the situation. But where we were sitting was in direct line with the waves coming off the breakwater, which made just saving Requin quite important. As the waves built, and then they started about 3.5 metres, they then built to, I'd say, over 4.5 metres. They were crashing not just onto the breakwater, but breaking over and into the marina. So then they were then swelling towards us and breaking onto the boat, which became incredibly frightening. And the boat was surging so hard and rolling so hard that at some points the tow rail, which is the edge just down here, was underneath the pontoon. And then she would roll the other way, and she's suddenly 2 metres above the pontoon, and you are standing there just powerless to do anything about it. So once the tide went out, I mean, even at 9 o'clock, it was horrific. And I've been scared at sea, but I've never been scared in a marina. And at about 9 o'clock, the waves were still breaking over the breakwater, 2 hours after high tide, and we decided it's time to start really looking at options. We need to move. And so we decided to go for a walk round to the old fishing harbour, where yachts are not allowed, and suss out possibly some options. We then came across several options, but best of all was the stretcher. And upon hailing the captain, who kindly spoke English and his crew speak English, they agreed, absolutely no problem, tie up next to us. So we walked back to the marina and sussed out the situation in the marina, and although it's incredibly calm here, it was still hellish in the marina, and breaking waves over the breakwater and the boat surging about, so we knew we couldn't leave then. So we decided to wait, have a cup of tea, always important, and we decided to wait until a suitable time where the waves stopped breaking over the breakwater and the surge in the marina was less. Finally, that moment came, but you're still filled with dread. Is this the right moment? Am I doing the right thing? What happens if this goes wrong? But we did it, and we cast the lines off, reversed out, turned, and drove over to the fishing port, where it was unbelievable the help that welcomed us from the fishermen who were directing us in and telling us places we could be safe, and then the crew on the dredger waiting for us to tie up. It's a true testament to sailors at sea and how we all look out for each other. And I've never been so touched to get out of somewhere so horrific and into somewhere so safe. I'm in awe sometimes of the relationship that people who understand the sea have. And I'm so thankful that they were all there to help and tell us where it was shallow and tell us where it was deep and guide us in and just be there for each other. I can look over to the marina and see the masts clashing about, knowing that we're through low tide and it's only going to get worse over there. There's even one boat anchored, and I've seen how they've moved about and ridden the swell, but knowing that high tide is coming and that the waves are not dissipating. It's such a frightening situation to find yourself in when you think that being in a marina is going to be so safe. We're incredibly lucky to be tied up where we are and to have taken the decision to have left even though we thought we were safe. I think I'm finally okay with it, and we're going to get some sleep, so that's a good thing. Yay. Ship. These are the waves breaking in the entrance of the marina today. And this is the size of the wall that they were crashing over yesterday. Insane amount of seagulls here. Those are all seagulls, not moorings. All the way around. If you're wondering where all the seagulls are, they're here. We are leaving Lakeshores. Daryl's back. It's a little bit foggy. It's like the scene from Birds over there. Fishing boats are obviously in. We are heading to catch geese. Really hope you enjoyed catching up with our travels. Just goes to show that some days we can be walking down glorious sandy beaches in wonderful sunshine, and other days we can find ourselves in quite frightening storms. But there's nothing like a beautiful sunset to finish off a tough day.